What I make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide.
All right, man. You already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life. And we're back. Saturday night live. Is it Saturday now? Sunday? So Saturday, Sunday. We're back, man. We're live. Let me get over to where the comment section is. Salute to G Real, man. Let's talk about it. Said one thing you can't get back is time. I worked 2 jobs to maintain a house. Found out my wife got breast cancer. Stopped chasing money. Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. You got a lot on your plate, big dog. That's a lot on your plate. Bad Gay, baby. Salute. Christopher Linton. What's good? Joe Jot 2020. Let me throw something on, man. I hate the dead silence over here on YouTube when it comes to. Give me a second. And even the upload, even the music you upload, like the beats and stuff, they're garbage. They're so garbage. So I gotta just. Nah, we can go with rage. All right, into the comments, man. How's everybody doing? How's everybody checking in from? Get into this in a minute. I was live on TikTok earlier, about an hour and a half on TikTok. It's another part of what we do as content creators. I've always just kind of did YouTube. Like, didn't do the TikTok, wasn't really active on the gram, Kick, Twitch, none of that. If this is what I'm doing, I've got to step my game up. Just let y'all know the wife is on vacation this week. She's been off all week, so I'm spending time with her. But I do have videos already recorded. I've got part 2 of the Pachyvision TV's interview dropping. I like to let my videos get to a certain number before I just drop over top of them. A lot of content creators don't realize that when you put something else out, you kind of just dubbed out what you put out before that. So I wanted to see that video grow a little more. I had a milestone I wanted to hit with it when I dropped part 2, but we drop it in the next day or so. Trey Porter, good evening. Dan, what's up, bro? Philly Mike 7946. What's going on? I'm chilling, Mike. Wild Bill, always in the house. Michael, how you, bro? I'm good. My homeboy Southside Frog, he just had a birthday. Big ups to Frog. Shout out from Airway Heights, Washington, from Tyler Jacobson. We live, very much live, Jason Brooks. Salute from East New Jersey. What's up, bro? John says, found Jay Williams' channel only a couple months ago. Well, welcome aboard. And the videos are very good. I appreciate the content. Jay is a real one. I try to be. Happy welcome home anniversary. Hey, thank you. You know what's crazy is the October 28th made a year I've been home. And my anniversary with my wife was November 1st. Man, 11 years. What you know about 11 years of marriage? Appreciate all the comments. Joseph Paulo, what up, JoJo? DC checking in the house. $100 Snipe TV down. I remember back in the day with me, you, Philly, and Cream. Who are you, Snipe TV? Because you know some people. You know some people, man. You just mentioned Big Mikey. No, it's crazy being on TikTok earlier. I had 24 people in my live. 24 people in my live, man. It was a humbling feeling. If I had 24 people in my live over here on YouTube, I would be freaking out right now. I'd be all the way freaked out right now. Like, oh, we got to move. We're going to have to move. I am poor. I'm officially poor if 24 people show up. But over there, man, I'm not known like that. I'm the new guy. I ain't been the new guy in a long time. Good from over here in southern New Mexico. I love New Mexico. I was talking in the live earlier that we're very much like, I'm actually currently looking at houses in New Mexico. That's how set I am on moving from east to west. So much love out there, bro. Feeling nice. How you got the ceiling lighting up like that? That shit is hot. Yeah, it's dope. I can't tell you everything. Can't tell you everything, man. The studio's, hey, look, it's always something, right? It's always a road. It's always like a bump in the road. So I put all this money into the studio. Did all the stuff to get the room the way I wanted it, just like cozy, you know. Just mine, more of my style. I took down all the horror decor. I've still got it. I still went and bought more this Halloween, but I wanted it to be different. And no sooner than I get it like right at the point where I want it, my oldest son is like, Dad, me and my roommates, they're not renewing the lease. So I was, I'm like, you can come home. You can come home. So he's been staying in the studio. It's my first time catching a live, said Nate. Well, I'm glad y'all in here. But I said Jay Williams was on the top bunk. Okay. It's hard to get me out of pocket, man. He said 10 watching, 5 likes. Yo, you're going to talk about the food stamp shit? That shit's real. That shit is... And I've been watching a lot. Look, let's get into that. Thank you. I've been seeing a lot of comments that are related. People making videos that are related to the whole EBT thing, the food stamp thing. People not getting the food stamps. Let me make this clear and get this through to thick-headed motherfuckers that don't understand that not everybody is scamming the government. Some people need that. I watched my mom work 3 jobs growing up. 3 jobs, taking care of 4 kids. 4 badass kids. And them 3 jobs at times weren't enough to even pay the bills. So we grew up on stamps, real stamps. I'm talking about the paper, the greens and browns and the blues. Like, we grew up on them. We depended on them to eat. So I know that if something like this would have happened back then, it'd have been bad. We'd have been turning to the church, turning towards the school. We got a lot of meals fed to us from the schools and the churches. And it's crazy. It's crazy. They put people in a position with this election shit to where, and I'm not a political person, so we're not going to get too deep into this, right? This is just my point of view. They put everybody in a position to where it was like, who are you going to vote for, right? Which that's the position always. But you really ain't have a candidate that was worth the shit to vote for on either side. And here we are. You know what I mean? I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a this supporter. I'm not a that supporter. I'm a family supporter. I support a family, man. Trump ain't done shit for me. When he was cutting them checks, I didn't get one. I made too much money. I didn't get one. I didn't get all those big cuts. Like, nah, we continued to grind. But yeah, that's crazy, man. That's sad. That's sad. There are a lot of single moms out there with no help from the dads that need help. So we're gonna see how it plays out. I've been watching this Atlas thing. Y'all seen this with this big ass rock that's floating through space? And everybody's like convinced that it's something more than what it is. And it may be, who knows? It was like 3-eye Atlas. Crazy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out, man. So New Mexico is very liberal. Be careful. Look, I don't do all that. Like, if you were to ask me, like, to get into politics and like left wing, right wing, this, man, I like chicken wings. Like, I don't get into all that. I don't get into all that, man. $2K Kai, shout out from Flint, Michigan. Me and my pops watched you since I was 17. I'm 21 now. But I'm about to start plumbing and get to this bag. Keep doing your thing. Get you some sleep. If you about to start a plumbing company, something like that, get you some sleep before it takes off. You say EBT is back? Tyler Jacobs said, JR entered the cell and put you on the top bunk. Don't play. I come in the cell, you probably be laying on the bottom bunk on your belly. Stop playing. Where's your top bunk pass? You better go to the medical to get your top bunk pass. It's expired. What up, Tim Smith? Always checking in, man. Much love. Well, I know in Virginia they're doing partial. I think from what I've seen, I read, they're doing like a set amount each week they're giving out in the SNAP benefits. Adam in here? I seen somebody going to Adam just now, man. What you done said, Adam? Adam Siney said, what did these days? He's chilling. He bought a house, man. So he is always at the house remodeling. 7 days a week. So how you like the new OT Real the Wars I won? Awesome. Love it. Love it. Y'all run those likes up, man. Run the likes up. What are y'all doing? Run the likes up. It's completely free. Costs nothing. He said, people used to be too embarrassed to use the food stamps when I was a young and I didn't give a shit. I would spend the shit out themselves. Man, we used to compare food stamps. See, we had a little convenience store up the streets that if you bought anything that was like around what was it, like 25 cents, they would give you the rest in change. So we would go up there and buy the little yellow packs of bubble gum, the little hard ass packs of Now-Laters. Remember the little hard ass packs of Now-Laters, mess your teeth all up? We'd go up there and buy them. But we'd buy like one pack and pay with a stamp. And then we get back 3/4. And then we pay, hold on, I got another pack. They knew what we were doing. You know what I mean? It didn't matter to them. It's not their money. We're paying. And so we'd end up with all this change, all these quarters. And then we'd take them quarters and go do other stuff with it. Go to the arcade or whatever little kids did at that time. But yeah, I was never ashamed of it. I can't say that. If I was with my mom and we was in the store, yeah, hell yeah, I used to get ashamed. But then I got over that shit as I got older. Because I realized, like, everybody that I knew had them. Chicken wings, hell yeah. How am I doing tonight? I'm good, man. I can say this, right? I've been home now 28th, made a year, right? And I've gone nowhere but up. Nowhere but up since I came out. Figured my shit out with the IRS. You can't win. Those are some people you never want to go to war with. Don't fuck with the IRS. Do not get them on your ass. Give them people all their money. Like, they come. And when they came, they took, in a matter of months, man, they took 60,000 right out the gate. And then over the next few months, they just kept taking and taking. And they backed off for like a month. Then they came back and started taking and taking. And the whole time I was locked up. It wasn't shit I could do. I'm filing power of attorney for this, firing this accountant, hiring this accountant, firing that accountant, hiring this tax lawyer, firing that tax lawyer, till I finally got the right team. And with a good amount of money, man, and hustle put into it, we're straight. We're straight, man. We're straight. We're good. The family's good. We're just chilling, getting ready for the holidays. Remember that used to be for a lot of people, don't let me say remember, that's still a scary thing for a lot of people. But I remember when the holidays would make people freak out. Because it's like now I got to come up with shit I ain't got. My son told me the other day Santa Claus ain't real. I said, well, good. Good, because if I ain't getting you nothing, then Santa ain't getting you nothing. He's like, no, Santa's real. So I know he is. But just getting ready, man. Well, we used to get that block of cheese. My mom's would mix it with sliced potatoes and bologna and bacon oven. Best cheese you ever ate. Best cheese you ever ate. And you have to cut it yourself. Slice that big ass block, right? Best grilled cheese you ever ate, man. So we had paper money when I was on assistance. I need to roll up. That's what I need to do. Y'all sitting there chilling. Stuff on these cones. Now, if you see me keep leaning, that's because this TikTok shit got me leaning when I hit the vape, because they'll make my shit like, I don't know, restricted. Say God bless your family. My family's good. Shit, really good, to be honest. My little girl's come so far. My little boy's he's a normal 8-year-old. Wife is good. Like, we were able to bless somebody this week, which is a good feeling. Not to get off track, I'm gonna just talk while I roll for a second. But we were able to bless somebody this week. When I tell you that I have a crazy clothes collection, shoe collection, hat collection, shit's real. I have a lot of clothes. My wife now shits on me when it comes to clothes. I'm talking like, she's got the walk-in closet that you come in and there's shelves down both sides. Shelves straight in front of you. And there are just shoe boxes everywhere. And I don't know how these long-ass shelves hold up all these clothes. That's a lot of clothes. It's so many clothes that in the summertime, when spring gets here, she bags up all her winter clothes, which pretty much empties out about 60% of the closet. And that stuff gets put away. And then she breaks out whatever season it is, she breaks out them clothes and puts in the closet. Well, we do this year after year, right? And she decided that this year she needed to downsize. Listen to me when I tell you this. 12 garbage bags of clothes. 12 garbage bags of clothes. An entire bin of shoes. About 12 boxes of shoes aside from the bin. I'm talking all white Air Maxes, yellow and black Jordan 1s. What else I see in there? Blue and white high top Flaves, red and white Flaves. The Flaves are Air Force 1s. Pink and white Flaves. Just downsizing. Now, she was going to take the stuff and take it to like the Goodwill or the Salvation Army, right? And I was like, no, because not everybody can afford to go buy clothes. Mind you, now, these aren't your everyday $3 shirts and $4 bras. This is, some of the shit still got tags on it. I'm just telling you. So I said, find somebody that needs it, because not everybody can afford it. So she posted, I think she posted it on Facebook, and there's a lady out here that's got a sister. They've been going through a rough patch. Good people, nothing to do with drugs or nothing. 4 kids, another kid on the way, got a husband, he works. My wife they ended up coming by and picking all the clothes up. And it was just, I don't know, good, like they messaged and was like, thank you so much. You don't even know what you did. Like, you just reinvented my wardrobe. My sister said, this is amazing. So with them having 4 kids, my son had a stupid sneaker collection, which was dumb on my part, but I just wanted to keep him fresh. So kids grow out of shoes so fast. So he's got about 3 tubs of Jordans and shit like that we've got to get rid of. And she said that she's got all different ages of kids, all boys. So I think this week I'm gonna gather up all the shoes. It's like 3-4 years worth of Jordans and just dope ass little kid shoes. Hit the lady up again and have her swing back through and there's clothes too also, to grab this stuff up for her kids, man. And even after getting rid of 12 bags, her closet is back to back again. Just insane. I know some people don't care about shit like that. We do. We like stuff. We like our shit. Y'all give me a second, man. I'm just twisting up real quick. Then we'll get back into the comments. Y'all bear with me. I've been stuffing these cones. But I backed off the Rellos and the Raws and hell no. Now I'm back on my cone tip. That is something I do a lot, is I smoke a lot now. Just eases my mind. Before I couldn't smoke like that. Shit made me paranoid. Said I send my stuff to the women's shelter. That's awesome of you. That's awesome of you. I mean, I understand people go to like the Goodwill and stuff that can't afford shit, but it's also a lot of people when they're just trying to catch a good deal. And on top of it, the employees, 9 times out of 10, I know if I worked there and some exclusive shit came through there, that shit is not hitting the shelf. Said you're not doing YouTube full time anymore. You sure don't post like it. That's exactly what I do full time. But you know what? I can't argue with you. That's not even argumentative. I have not posted this week. Last thing I posted was the interview, and I can tell you why I haven't posted this and that. But at the end of the day, people only care about content. Look, I had a follower that had been following me for years. Some lady that always supported. And then she just came out of side pocket one day in the comments section. She's like, look, fuck all that talking. Just tell the story. I don't want to hear none of this shit. I said, damn, that's what matters is just the story. Fuck the man behind the story, huh? See, but a lot of people don't understand how YouTube works. I have what's called a back catalog. And let's talk numbers for a minute, right? Almost 600 videos. All types of videos. Almost 600 videos. If I don't post for the next 2 months, those videos stay in circulation. And that continues to make me a full-time YouTuber. Not saying that's not why I post or, anything. I'm just telling you the facts. Posting is definitely going to increase my revenue and bring a bigger check. But sometimes family's more important. I put so much ahead of my family and life and in front of people I care about in general that I missed out on a lot, and I can't get none of that back. Well, guess what? Tomorrow I can get YouTube back. I can't get back playing basketball in the driveway with my son. I can't get back, father-son field trips. I can't get none of that back. So sometimes I'm not going to have time to post. And, that's life. People will expect you to drop your family to hang on YouTube. That's the facts, though. The Golden Boy 2014 said, you got plenty of black fans out here, bro. It's crazy because I just realized earlier today we hadn't seen you in a while. I appreciate you, the Golden Boy. You know how many times I've been told just in the last few months I'm invited to the cookout? That's the famous thing now, Jay. You know you invited to the cookout. Milad says, I appreciate your words towards my loss. Absolutely. And I'm sorry for your loss, man. Seems like every now and then some of us we go through that where we're gonna lose somebody, but some of them some of them shits just hit way harder. The dude I just interviewed, the last interview with Packy, his little brother was 6 when he passed from cancer. 6. And he was 15. That's a lot to handle. I have friends that have lost kids to cancer, and that's just, I tell them all the time, you're stronger than me. You're stronger than me. I don't know if I could do it after that, man. I don't know. That's a lot. It's the only thing I like about TikTok more than YouTube is I can play music in the background of TikTok. So on TikTok, you get over there. We do the same thing we do on here, except there's a whole lot of music playing. I can play, it's a different song the entire show. Elias over here. She was at TikTok earlier. Appreciate you always checking in. He said at 15 I'd crash out. He did crash out. That's exactly what happened. He had never been in trouble in his life. Typical little teenager, but said that when his brother passed, it unlocked something. But he just didn't care. He didn't make it 6 months and he was locked up. My homeboy Frog said Frog got Congenital heart failure, doctor says it don't look good. Man, you're gonna live to be 100, Frog. You're gonna been through so much. But if that day should ever come, you know. Me and Frog been friends since 1992, 93. So 32 years. 32 years. Jay, do you ever see yourself working a job again in the future? I see myself doing what I'm doing here and taking it somewhere else, like larger than what I'm just doing here. I think I'd be great on radio. I think I'd be great on a radio show with other people just to interact, a morning show. I like to get into films. I've been doing a lot of research on films too, and local filmmakers in my area. I'm watching a lot of shit film related. Like, do I think I'll ever work just a normal job again? No. I think what I will do is I'll take money and I'll invest it somewhere so that that money can make money, and that may require me to work. If it's a restaurant or it's a bar or whatever it may be, that's going to require me to work. But that's what happens when you put your money back out there and you're looking to it to make money. But right now, I'm loving what I'm doing now, man. I'm loving just being able to spend the best years with my kids. Like, you don't get these back. You don't get it back, man. I want to see them be them little selves again, but them days are gone. So I've got to appreciate it. I've got to live it. Construction was great. It was made a small fortune with construction, but it required me to be away from home a lot. The first year where there were 70-hour, 80-hour weeks every week. You know, some people be like, I haven't had a day off in 23 days. It was at a point where it was like, I haven't worked less than 12 hours in about 7 months. 7 days a week. Meanwhile, you come home, you're tired, you're exhausted, you're dirty, you hit the shower, you eat, you lay down, you get up, you get it again. That's the grind, right? But you know what's happening as that's happening? My little boy's doing like this. He's growing. Life, for the life that I'm creating, that life is passing me by. So I do want to keep myself in a position to always be available to them. Now, if something calls to where I've got to really put the work in and make it happen, that's what we're going to do. That's the fuck we do. There's no other option. Push come to shove, I will put the fries in the bag. Get it? Like, if push comes to shove, paper or plastic. Thank you for paying your 75-cent toll. Would you like some more tea, sir? Like, I'm going to do what I got to do, huh? Jay, would you ever do 60 Days In? You think it would be too close to snitching? Maybe you get recognized in it. I'm not doing 60 Days In. First of all, I would 100,000,000% get recognized in there. Second, the show is based around telling on people. Now, I know they've had some seasons where it wasn't that. So I'm not, we're not going to get into that. But I'm saying the whole show was based around making the jail better. So you're either telling on the inmates or telling on the guards. You're telling on somebody. Now, I'm not doing 60 Days In. Would you work in HVAC? I've done some HVAC. It's just been a long time. Yeah. I don't really discriminate. The only thing I'm really not big into when it comes to construction is roofing. Roofers get drugged. Man, them dudes, they bust that. Them are some of the hardest. It's one of the hardest working trades there is. That and masonry. Like, and the money's just not there. That's one thing if you're doing it for yourself, it's there. But, for what a roofer gets paid, a good day of getting paid, I can do some painting to make that money. Somebody said you got the perfect face for radio. Yeah, Frog worked with me, he'll tell you. We would work from sun up to sundown. Like, get money. That was one thing about working for me, though. If you were a hustler, you could get me for 80 hours. I would let you, what you want to work? You want to keep working? Okay, work. Like work hard to get all the hours you want. You could run the clock up on me. Just do the work, and you're gonna get paid. You can get money back. Says let's talk about it. But time you can't get back. That's right. I can make more money. I can't make more time. I can make more money, man. I can't make more. I need to put that on a shirt. I can make more money. I can't make more time. Jay, you should go check out this movie called The Long Walk, based on Stephen King's novel. It's a wild one. I'm gonna do that. I've probably seen it. I've seen so many movies lately that I'm just burnt out on movies. Y'all see Strangers Chapter 2? Stop. I'm gonna talk about a movie that pissed me off. Stop. He said, I want to run a food truck. That's a good business. And we got these Spanish ladies out here, right? They'll pull up on the job sites out where like these big buildings, big complexes are being built. And they will 100% have minivans, 2-3 minivans, and they'll pop the trunk on these things. Boom, boom, boom. Pull out tables. And they have been up all night cooking. And they have got some bussin' ass Spanish food coming out these big silver trays in the back of their cars. And these ladies are making a killing. So you'll look over, there'll be 30, 40 Spanish dudes at the back of a minivan. And she's got this shit well put together. They said, fuck the food truck. I got an Astro. What happened with you and the animator? Nothing. Clay's awesome. Talking about Clay Miser. Ice-T. That's how we're doing it. Yeah, I seen the egg guy thing. Crazy. Crazy. I was confused though. As they were like, you know, when you're watching it, they start showing you like movie scenes from like Alfred Hitchcock and all that. That shit was throwing me. And then the end, it made sense. But it damn near had me click off. Like, I'm confused. Did I miss something? Did I not like, did I fall asleep? So I watched all the Terrifiers recently. I love those movies. Yo, they can show anything like horror related. I don't know how they got Terrifier 3 passed. I do not know how they got Terrifier 3 passed. The movie starts with this bitch dressed up like a clown. Like Santa Claus. This creepy ass, psychotic, demonic ass clown with the world's worst fucking gingiva. I use his breath, Scott. Anyway, is in these people's house on Christmas Eve. Goes in the bedroom, takes this axe. This scary motherfucker totes his black trash bag around. He takes this axe, this dull ass axe, and just goes in on the husband that's sleeping in bed. The wife feels it, doesn't realize what's going on, rolls over, sees him just all fucked up, and this clown standing there. She runs out the room, runs into a little boy's room. This is a little boy, like probably 6, 7 years old. Clown to put his ass to pieces. There's pieces of him all over the room. It's just it was a lot to take in, bro. It was a lot to take in, and I was never a fan of the Terrifier series, so I watched them like you said, in a row. It was a lot to take in. I said, these bitches are tripping, man. Joanne Hart, Jay, curious, do you still plan on diving into crime investigation based content? 1,100,000%. That's first thing this year. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the prison videos and then start dropping the true crime also. It's gonna be a separate playlist on this channel to start out, and I may or may not take that content over to the second channel. Once it gets to roll, I'll let everybody know it's gonna be on that channel. build that channel with the true crime and keep this doing exactly what it's been doing. And if it doesn't do well on the second channel, then I'll just post it here and we'll just post prison, post true crime. I know it's, Dan Miller said, I know it's old, but I wonder what happened to that goofy dummy. I don't know whatever happened, dude. No. And then you say, how you make your ceiling do that? Some magic ceiling. Jay, what you think about some gourmet edibles? You gotta be careful with the edibles, man. You know when it comes to like smoking weed, you can smell that bitch and know if it's fire. Like, you smell? Yeah, it's fire. Them gummies, them shits will trick the fuck out you. You fuck around, eat a gummy, be on the floor having a whole entire seizure. Go in the bathroom, fall asleep on the toilet. Like, you got to know where you're getting your gummies from. Jay, you mess with Marvel movies at all? Yeah. We just watched which one was it? Guardians of the Galaxy 2 again the other night. Great movie. I like it just for the beginning when Groot's dancing. When everybody's getting they're full-fledged war and Groot is just dancing. He done plugged the music in. Yeah, I mess with him. Yeah, the second channel is I'm Living Life. I created that channel when this channel got hacked in 2022 to let everybody know what was going on. Trying to catch up with these comments. Mr. Taco said, any advice for an aspiring corrections officer, New York City DOC, besides don't do it? I know to be respectful and all that. What attributes made the best guard when you was locked up? Somebody that was just doing their job. Not a motherfucker that came there, just brought all his problems from the outside world to work and took it out on people he knew he could. Guys that treated, the guards that treated you like a human. The guard that would know when to step in and when to let something slide. Like, you still got to let people live. And when you crack down on people like that, day in and day out, you ride down on them, you're searching their cell, you're harassing them, you're writing every little thing they do up, fuckers are going to start to hate you. And once they start to hate you, it's going to be hard to get them to like you again. And that's how you get yourself hurt. Just go in there and do your job. Never forget, it's just a job. There ain't nothing in there worth losing your life over. And you go in there throwing your weight around, you take that risk. I've seen guards get hit up. I'm talking like one of the most gruesome, I ain't gonna say most gruesome because there was a bunch of gruesome shit. But that dude that, with the fucked up ass teeth that attacked Officer Brandley, right? I've told y'all this story. With that fucking piece of fence that he turned into an ice pick. That dude was going home in less than 6 months. And that guard thought that because he had that DOC uniform on, he had twice the size that dude had. And they get to arguing. And before you know it, this dude is stabbing the shit out of him. Like, stabbing him. And yeah, should have just done his job, man. Said, I think the Booty Warriors passed away this week, aka Felice Johnson. Did he? I ain't hear nothing about that. Have you been posting anything on the second channel? No, I just run the lives from here and the second channel, but no, I haven't posted anything over there. Y'all give me 1 second. New Strangers was ass, complete ass. Complete ass. Tell us more about Buddy Lee's cellmate Ernie. Ernie was a nut. Ernie was legitly. I like when y'all bring up old shit too. Ernie was a nut. Ernie was a fucking. I don't even know how to describe Ernie. A West Virginia hillbilly with his hair cut off that had gotten old, had the roughest hands. He said he had there's like cancer on top of his hands, right? These big ass rough spots on his hands. And that bitch just looked like he should have been an extra in a John Wayne movie. Like just one of those mean and tough ass old men, right? And I remember conversating with this dude. I'm pretty sure Ernie's dead now. But I remember conversating. And Smitty introduced me to Ernie. And this man just talking freely about shit that you would only see in movies. Like, here's things you never expect to hear, right? Like when you think back in your life of shit you heard that just could really blow your mind, you would never expect to hear a man say, the hardest part of skinning a human is the nipple. Did you hear what I just said? This man said the hardest part of skinning a human is the nipple. Who says shit like that? Who does shit like that? Like, yeah, Ernie was a nut. Ernie was a fucking straight nut. And Ernie got out. That's the crazy thing, is Ernie got out. But Ernie was a nut. Ted Cruz is a stoner. Prison guards gotta stay humble. They better stay humble. They better stay humble, man. There's some dudes in there that are really fucked up and like that. Like, every one of these crazy motherfuckers you see on the news that did some crazy shit, you see it every day. You turn the news on. They're all in prison. You're going to meet all of them, right? As a correctional officer, you're going to see these guys. He's already locked up. He ain't never, ever going home again. He has killed several people. You should probably leave him the fuck alone. Do not go in there throwing your weight around. And sometimes these dudes don't look like killers, man. Some of these dudes do not look like anything. That dude that stabbed Brantley was a little short, fat black dude with bad teeth. Never seen him do anything but really just talk to himself. Man, in a split second, he was putting knife all in him. And then the bitch went and became a probation officer. I shouldn't say bitch. I got no reason to disrespect the man. But Brantley went on to become a probation officer. That shit blew my mind. So let me get this right. You was shanked up a dozen times in prison by an inmate. And now you get to oversee guys that were inmates or becoming inmates. It just seems like a big conflict of interest for me. I don't want him to be my PO. That bitch has got a grudge. He's angry. Somebody said, what the Feezy? I ain't see Bill if he's in here. That's my guy, though, man. Much love to Bill. Best bet is to do your job. That's right. Leave people the fuck alone. Bill's in the building. That's my guy, man. Shout out to him. Had a lot of good talks with Feezy. We don't never even really talk about YouTube. That's a crazy thing. We talk about life. Like, You fuck with Cash Money and No Limit back in the day. More No Limit than Cash Money. Yeah, I did way more No Limit than Cash Money. I'm not saying nothing bad about Cash Money, but I was definitely on anything that Master P and Silk the Shock and them was putting out back then. When he dropped Bout It, and I always feel like somebody's watching me, Mr. Ice Cream Man, like, yeah, that shit took it for me. But then when Cash Money came along, they did that shit. But a lot of that older shit I wasn't listening to. Yeah, TRU. Over the Big Set Crazy, I started watching you when I was 26. I turned 30 this year. Time flies. It's crazy. I started doing this when I was 39. Now I'm 45. See this? See this? It is gray. I didn't have this shit. I had some. I had a little bit last year. But the whole bunch of this shit is new. This shit just showed up and shit you gonna do about it. Them shits, they're here. That's just like lice. It's just gonna take over. But you can't treat this. The only thing you can do is change the color, and it is what it is. He said that was good music to smoke rock too. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, I met one of the coolest dudes this time, right? I need to get in touch with my homeboys to find out about it. Because I think they got his number. But he's a black dude. And this dude's missing a front tooth, right? I'm talking about good sized dude, square ass head, country motherfucker, man. I was talking to him. He used to come out the cell in the morning. And he used to sing that Lionel Richie song, Hello. You know what I'm talking about? Hello. He comes out the cell and he would just sing like the first 30 seconds of it. You just expected it. He loved the song, right? And I get to talking to him one day, and he's like, I ain't coming back in here. I said, you been here before? He's like, yeah, about 5-6 times. So I said, what are you going to do when you get out? He said, I'm going to smoke crack. I said, man, you just said you wasn't coming back in here. He said, I'm not going to get caught smoking crack, but I'm going to smoke crack. It just made me think about that, man. But he was a cool ass dude. I said, stop. Like, that's not a regular response. Most people, I'm going to go get a job. Like, fuck, have some type of, like, something. Not him. He's just going to go smoke crack and sleep with fat white women. That's what he said. He said, and he stays, and there's one of the black dudes that stays in the trailer park, right? Just for the love of overweight white women. And that's all he talked about. We got the last trailer all the way on the end. So that's like the best trailer, because then you only got one neighbor. The beside us is a field. I said, man, you got too much going on, man. He said another black guy messing with obese white women. He loved them. But this dude, but you got to look also, but he wasn't, I'm not going to add this. He wasn't your typical, like, black dude. Like, this dude knew as much rock music as he did, probably more than he did rap. Like, in talking to him, you like, fuck are you from? Like, who raised you? Like, were you adopted? Just a different type of dude, man. What's the black maintenance employee for Greensville? Cool cat. I don't know what you're saying. All our supervisors are cool. We had one that was a dick. Mine was awesome. Please do a video on the innocent men locked up. I've done videos on several. At a time with two different dudes that I know of, like personally did time with, that were found to be innocent. Thomas Hainsworth was probably the worst case. He was convicted for, they said that he sexually assaulted, like, yeah, 2 women in the middle of the night, 2 white women. This is a black dude, walked to the store. He was picked up because he fit the description. and the description was pretty much just a dark-skinned black male with short hair. Which was very, and this is a long time ago, which was just a very common look, especially in the neighborhood they were in. Everybody was a suspect. These women picked this man out of a lineup. One of them picked him out of a lineup. They went on to convict him on some terrible shit. And he went to prison convicted with those type of charges at like 19. And I want to say, what was it, 27? I think he spent the next 27 years in prison. And I used to see this dude, and I'd heard about his charges and his crime, and like, so you can't get the weights after us. Nah, don't ask. You know what I mean? Like one of those type deals. And he was fucking innocent the whole entire time. They cut him a check. I think it was like $200,000. 27 years. Sorry. Here you go. There's, some money. Gave him a little job doing something with the governor. Life is gone. The other dude, the Ice Boy that we used to have in our pod that they found out was innocent, was doing time for something just like that because a girl said that he did something. All she did, she lied. And years later, she came forward and said that he didn't do it, and he was released. That was the Montgomery boy. Like, that's a lot of. It's a dude right now I've been seeing that I did a story on a long time ago. I need to revisit it, and I need to talk on it because people need to know that's doing 1,600 years here in Virginia, right? For shooting his father with his shotgun after finding him on top of his little sister, right? They convicted him and gave him 1,600 years. Dr. Phil, they did a special on it, talked to the sisters. The sisters said, yeah, it's true. That's what he'd been doing for years. And this is terrible. He's in prison behind it. And they tried to make it look like a robbery gone wrong. And that he opened the door, seen his dad, and then had no choice but to shoot him. It's just some crazy shit. And all the sisters are saying, yeah, he was doing that to us since we were very small. And he happened to catch him, and that's when he shot him. That's some shit I need to revisit. I know he's met a girl. I see this chick all the time. I think her name's Billy on TikTok posting stuff about it. And she's been riding with him for years, man. Riding. 1,600, bro. 1,600. 1,600. Like, there's that shit a bad joke? Like, you didn't give me 100 plus 50. So you can't, like, crazy, man. Crazy. That's some shit you go back for. That's some shit you go back for. Like, he said, what's her name on TikTok? Let me see if I can find her real quick. Let me see. This her TikTok is at Lil Red Riding Hoods. LILREDRIDINHOODS. And it's gonna say Billy. Yeah. Oh, okay. So here's some of the shit on here. Man shoots and kills stepfather for molesting his young sister. I'm sorry. Gets 1,800 years. Not 16. 1,800. Like. And Chris Bennett, that's the dude's name. That's the dude right here. Christopher Bennett. And they know, like, there's this, people been saying for, like, TV show, like Dr. Phil had his family come on and speak about it because it's just so crazy. The 1,800 years? Come on. And do you know why they do stuff like that? Because they convict you on a whole bunch of shit. And say you can prove they were wrong on convicting you on that. Okay, we'll take back 200. Now you got 1,600 years. Good luck. So it's like there's no possible way that you can beat them. There's no possible way unless somebody comes along and pardons you. That's what he would more or less need at this point, is a pardon. Like I pardon, and he should have it. He should have it. You catch a grown man, not just with your sister, but with a child like that. Come on, stop. Especially when it's someone, any child is a bad thing, but especially when it's somebody you're emotionally attached to. Stop. Stop, man. Yeah, he's got a crazy story, man. Crazy story. And he's been locked up ever since he was a teenager. A long time now. And they don't give a shit. They don't care, man. They really, as sad as this may sound, they do not give a shit. I used to say shout out to the judge and the prosecutor that gave me my prison time and sent me away for 10 years, right? I used to say that because I felt like me going to prison, that saved my life. But looking back on it, there is no shout out to them, because you cannot tell me that there's any judge in this world that can say when his career is done that he didn't think, looking back on it, damn, I did too much on that case. Or damn, I might have gave him too much time. That shit happens all the time. You know, people give out years legitly as if they're giving you an appointment for a doctor's visit, like it's next month. But in reality, that shit is 20 years away. They will sentence you to just, and then just walk out the courtroom and go home. Nah, hell no. How can you give somebody 1,800 years after hearing everybody in there testify to the fact of what they're trying to say happened? From the children, the older girls. Stop. Yo, Jay, when you going to do all the part 2 videos, long time support? I'm about to drop part 2 of Packy's video. I don't know what other videos I got to do that I haven't done a part 2 to. I'd have to look into it. But yeah, I'm about to drop, I think I'm going to drop Packy's Monday so that I can get the next video out right behind that Wednesday. B starting annoying me. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer, man, and I got to get to bed. Just wanted to tap in with y'all. I like to stay connected. But y'all see I'm here. Somebody, Banky, hit me up the other day and said, you good? I said, yeah, I'm good. What's up, man? He said, somebody was in my live talking about you locked up again. I said, no, Banky. No, I'm chilling, man. I don't want no smoke. I'm sorry. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it, all right? Got a little too big for my pants there for a minute. Got out there. I got out there. Started feeling like I couldn't be fucked with. You don't do that. Don't ever think your ass is bigger than the program. Don't ever think you are bigger than the program, because you're not. You're not. You can't win. No matter, it don't matter. Y'all see what they did to Diddy's ass? All that money. That man's got crazy money. Long money. You know what I mean? Like generational wealth type money. To where your kids are okay type money. And that bitch going to federal prison. There was a time when that amount of money could make a case go away. Not today. Not today. Back in the 80s, people with that type of money, shit. You better not be a witness or victim in anything to do with anything. You know what I mean? Like, they was coming for your ass. Not today's world. Hitman, they got to retire. The days of hitman, that shit is over. You think you getting away with something? You on 17 ring cameras. Everybody got a camera. Your ass is going to prison forever. You better leave people alone and go work at a detailing shop or something. I'll say pause. I gotta roll up. Said meeting killers in the I unit, which is the Greensville Death House, will open your eyes as a CO. Hey, they had me on lower 5. If you was to CO up there, and you know anything about lower 5, lower 5 is closed. That part of the hole still got the tiled showers in it. Because they used to house all the like dudes that were on death row before they started sending them to Sussex. The lower 5 has got the cells with the little shower in the corner in it. You never leave the cell. You're there until they execute you. So I pissed the guard off when I was in the upper 5. And to punish me, he took me and put me on the lower 5 by myself. Like, just down there. And I go in the cell and it just stinks so bad. The shower don't work. The sink barely works. And I get to read and shit on these walls. Like, I had nothing else to do. But there was shit written all over the wall. You could tell nobody had been in the cell in a long time. Don't like it been swept. Just pubes floating around. This bitch is dirty. Like, he did me greasy. But I get to reading the shit that's on these walls. And some of this shit is like somebody just got a hold of a pencil or a pen and just started writing one day. And if you could piece it together, the shit was just crazy. I'm talking like apologies, like my apology list, and then it just be names, or like a first initial and then a last name, or it'll say nickname and then it'll parentheses have whatever it is, right? And I'm just reading like, damn, I heard shit down there. I 100%. I don't like to say ghost and all that. I 100% heard shit down there. The floor is so thick above you that you're not hearing anything from upstairs. My duct line's not tied to their duct line. Like, this, its own little chase closet. Nobody up there is hearing me. I didn't hear shit coming from upstairs, but I'm telling you, I heard people coughing down there, toilets flushing, and I know I heard it. That shit got me out the bed. I was at the door, like, yo, hoping I had somebody to talk to. I've been down that bitch a minute. Yeah. All the men that ever went in themselves prior to me were executed. I don't know if anybody since they closed those cells had been down there. I know I made that guard mad. He was so mad. But he'd been fucking with me for a while. Like running his mouth, fucking with my food. So yeah, I shitted him up. I hit him with the Dookie Glock and he was just, that's bad. I needed my ass whooped for that. That is so nasty. That is so fucking nasty looking back on it. Like, the whole process of just having it in the cell. And I took this thing and let it sit in the window and ferment. It was like a half pouch of milk. And then from there, it's feces and it's pee. And you wrap it up and just let it sit somewhere. And that shit festers. Damn. He was a nasty, nasty human being, man. If you ever see this, you're a nasty ass dude. Just a nasty human being. That man said, I'll take your tray in the bathroom and rub my dick in it. Bring it to your door and you gonna eat it or you gonna starve. I said, bitch, if I ever get out this cell, I used to tell him, I ever get out, I can't never see you nowhere in the prison again. Because I feel like I ate some dick food. Just you saying that lets me know you're a piece of shit. Like, I already feel like I'm not even hungry. I feel like I used to, and the cool thing is, this dude named Fire, man. Fire's on YouTube and on TikTok. That was in the hole with me. He would not cut his dreads, right? I used to tell him, hey man, grab me. No, I don't want that tray. Like, hand me the tray from under that tray. Like, no, don't let him hand me my tray ever. Hey, the Dookie Glock was so bad. It was so bad that as he was running down the hallway screaming, because he was covered in this shit, and this shit smelled foul. My biggest concern wasn't getting ready for all these guards to come through. My biggest concern was washing my hands, because that shit went everywhere. The door's got these little tiny holes in it, like almost like a cheese grater. So I got this little flex pen and put it into the bag and tied a string around it. So now that bitch is like a high C, except there's no fruit punch. This is the Dookie Glock. And that pen is small enough to stick in the hole of the door. So when he come out and squeeze it, boom. Oh, that shit shot back on my arm. He freaked the fuck out. Like, freaked all the way. That bitch turned gray. Like, just, it was like slow animated. Like, Just shit all, and I just kept squirting it till the little bag went empty. I left the bag with the nozzle hanging in the door, went straight to the sink. Shit on me. And they came in there and it was so bad. It was so bad. You know it's bad when they don't show up. When they come and they don't have the camera. When they got that camera, they can only do so much. When them bitches come and they ain't got that camera with them, you already know. They're about to fuck me up. And those be some of the worst ass whoopings, because it ain't shit you can do about it. You can't run up on him and beat his ass next time you see him, because it'll give your ass 5 more years for fighting the guards. The Dookie Glock with the switch on it. That bitch was disgusting. Yvonne Hernandez said the 4th would have been my 19-year anniversary. Unfortunately, I lost my husband right after our 12-year mark. All I can tell you is appreciate the small things and never take anyone's love for granted. That's real shit. You can't even say nothing bad about that. Sorry about the loss of your husband. That's great advice. He said I deserved to get my ass whooped. I earned that ass whooping. But you know what? It didn't matter how much they fucked me up. You could never change the fact that I just put my shit and piss all in your mouth. Like, we're not denying it. I ain't rub my dick in your food when you wasn't looking. I ain't do some bitch shit. I 100% just put shit and piss all in your mouth. And a whole bunch of, like, that milk, that whole thing had been festering for like 2.5 weeks. The milk had separated from the water, from like the pouch itself, and went up top. It was like watching oil separate, and the bottom was clear. So it was just cottage cheese. But yeah, Dookie Glock. That bitch got you don't need but one in the clip. That bitch, the one hitter quitter. But it didn't matter what they did to me after that, because I had already won. Unless you go pissing shit in my mouth, you can't beat me. You can knock one of my teeth out, you still ain't win. Greensville Ho got the wall in front of them. Now I understand why people hear voices. Yeah, that partition's a bitch. Hey, I fish around that bitch though. I'm so nice with the fishing. I'll rip that sheet up, tie that bitch around the bar. Lisa's soap we get, right? This little lye soap for his hands out. I'll shoot that shit down the door, bounce it off the wall, and down around the other wall. Dude used to be tripping, and I was way down the tier, all the way up front. I'm gonna get around there. But I think it was so we couldn't see each other. That's what it was. They put the wall up so that when you're in the hole, you can't look across and see the other inmates. Because we're all on one quarter, and there's a wall that runs right down the middle that's about 7 foot tall. You can yell, but you can't see each other. Greensville hole was shitty. I spent all of 2007 in Greensville's hole. I went in the beginning of 2007. Yeah, headphones don't hurt my ears. I went in the hole at the beginning of 2007 and came out the beginning of 2008. And I lost so much weight that people thought I was sick when they came to see me. My mom and them came up there and she took one look at me and was like, covered her face and was like, oh my God, what happened to you? I said, been in the hole. Like, I legitly went from about, I'm not gonna even, I think I went from about 205 to probably $155, $160. I got it back. I mean, it wasn't 2 months I put on 30, 40 pounds. Quick. But coming out the hole after a year of just being drugged back that bitch. They were so grimy to us in the hole. You're not, and there ain't no seconds, ain't no commissary, ain't nothing you can get off nobody else's tray because you ain't passing shit. Like, damn, you would be. I remember them. That was some bad nights. Hungry nights. Jay, what is something you ate in prison that you still snack on? I picked up sardines and saltines in jail. I ate sardines earlier. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I ate sardines earlier. The smoked ones in the oil. Then I eat the one in the Louisiana hot sauce and then one in mustard. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. My wife's like, why are you eating those? You ain't gonna be hungry. I'm like, nah. These shits is good. She's like, they're fucking disgusting looking. Was Philly streets tougher than Richmond? Yeah, for sure. Because everybody's packed on top of everybody. And Richmond is neighborhoods, projects. Philly is just fucking row houses everywhere. Everywhere. He said you already made it shittier. Carol said, do you even respond to people that don't just tip you? Responding to people the entire time that don't tip me. What are you talking about? Philly is worse now. Philly was bad back then. Philly in the 90s was just, I don't know, everywhere in the 90s was fucked up. Virginia was fucked up. Richmond was super off the chain and fucked up. Then I get to Philly, and I'm thinking it's going to be something different, and it's just more fucked up than where I just left up. It's just, Philly was always off the chain. We caught wreck out that bitch every single day. Like, to the point that I remember when me and Brian got locked up, and we were in the holding cell, right? We're looking at our hands. And I remember thinking, I just got locked up on a robbery charge. There's nothing good about it. But I do remember at one point just like kind of moving and like squeezing my hands. And like, yo, my hands are mangled. My knuckles look like busty grapes. My hands were twice the size they should have been. We were catching wreck out that bitch every day. And he had some beef going when he left Philly. And he told me going back there, he said, look, I got some beef waiting on me when I get back to Philly. I said, all right, well, you know, I ain't asked no questions. Whatever it is, we'll deal with it when we get there. And we sure enough did. We did. Right out the gate, it started popping. And then we got that squared away. And then it was just like there was so much going on in Southwest that it was just an everyday thing. Everybody's a fucking tough guy. And unless you're going to be a bitch, you got to be a tough guy, which means you're going to constantly be getting into some shit with dudes. We got into it. If he ever does another live or anything, y'all ask him about this. We got into it with a fucking baseball team. Who does this? At Finnegan Park, who does this? Like, these dudes pull up, and I guess they're using the park for something. Like, it's a whole baseball team. They all got jerseys on. Bus driver. It's a fucking school, right? And at the time, I'm young, man. I'm like 19. And these are high schoolers, seniors. And these dudes are talking shit. We're walking down the sidewalk. We got like 2 12-packs of like Natty Ice. This is back in the day. And we just come back from this little place, you know, grabbing this beer. And these dudes are talking shit. And they start leaning out the windows, swinging this, swinging that, throwing shit at us. Man, this shit got real so fucking fast. One of the dudes leaned out. My homeboy Jimmy Paul. Rest in peace to Jimmy Paul. He rocks this dude. I'm talking about rocked him and left him slumped, hanging over the window outside the bus, unconscious, ass still inside the bus, and he's hanging out, knocked out, big tall white dude, right? Then these dudes start coming off the bus with these baseball bats, and it's me, Brian, Jimmy Paul, and it's like we're not gonna run because if I'm not gonna run because they're not gonna run, and they're not gonna run because I'm not gonna run, so we just got to fucking deal with this shit. These dudes start coming off this fucking bus with these bats, and I remember just taking these beers, and I'm nice with the throw. I'm nice with the throw. We just start pinging them. Bombing their asses with these 12-ounce, you know, Natty Ices. Yeah, shit got live in Philly, man. Then that night we go to, if you're from Southwest, you're from Philly, we go down to the end of Finnegan Park where the A-ball courts are, right? This is like my second night there. And we had like 3 fights the day before. As soon as we got there, we got to wrecking. Like, it was like within the hour. Then we got to wrecking at one of the Poppy stores, one of the bodegas. Then at his homeboy's nephew's birthday party with the baby daddy. It's just a bunch of shit going on. The second night rolls around. We have that shit happen with them dudes that morning with the bus. We're down at the 8-ball courts, man, and we're just chilling, and we're sitting on these picnic tables. And Jimmy Paul's telling us, he's like, look, After that bus shit, I went over South Philly, got into some shit, came back over here, and then he was like 4 or 5 blocks over from us, right? At the time, we were off 68th. It's like 4 or 5 blocks over, and he knocks this dude out, which is nothing uncommon with Jimmy Paul to hear this, right? He's like, bro, I got the wreck in the day. He's like, I knocked. And Jimmy Paul was a knockout. This motherfucker's hands look like ham hocks, right? Irish kid. Jimmy Paul knocks you. You don't want to get hit with him. Like, fighting him is one thing, but if he catches you, he's going to knock you out. So I don't give a fuck how good you can fight. You better not get hit not once. He's putting you to sleep, guaranteed. So we're out there at these 8-ball court, right? Sitting on these picnic tables. And he's like, bro, I knocked this cat out earlier. Like, out of nowhere. We're drinking this shit. Like, word? Like, yeah, on such and such street. Like, all right. Like, they said they're going to come through here tonight. Now, this is the part of your brain that's supposed to say, danger. Danger. Like a little bulb supposed to blink or some shit, and you're supposed to go home. Go home. Nah. He says this, and it's like 6, 7 of us out there, right? Brian's got the dyno. Remember the GT dynos? He's got that shit leaned on the fence, and we're not far from his house. He lived off Dick's. We're not far at all. Like, we're probably 300 feet at the end of the block. And we're just drinking and we're chilling. You know, this is before cell phones was big like that. So we're really chilling, like talking, kicking it. Not just everybody's looking down at their phone. And I look over through the alleyway, and it's a fucking small army of dudes coming down this alleyway. And these are all black dudes. Jimmy Paul had been over in this other neighborhood. Philly still got somewhat, I don't want to say segregated neighborhoods, but you got more black dudes in this section, more Italians in this section, shit like that, right? At this time. And I didn't see them at first. I'm talking to one of my other homeboys. I think I was talking to JJ. And I seen JJ's eyes like change. And then I heard Jimmy Paul go, hey, that's the bitch I knocked out right there. Like it's nothing. He's ready to wreck because he's laying people to sleep. Bro, I look over and there are motherfuckers everywhere. And they just start, there's a small fence, right? It's like 6-foot fence. Not even 6. No, we could jump that fence. That bitch was not 6 foot. The bitch was like what you'd have inside your yard, like a 4-foot fence. 6 foot. I'm used to prison. These dudes start hopping the fence and we just get to wrecking. I'm talking wrecking, like rumbling. You give it everything you got. You bitch, you better not run. You can't never come out the house again if you run. You got to move. You can't live in the neighborhood if you run. You got to fight, right? I see Brian, as soon as it pops off, I look and I see him grab his dyno and take off. Not once in my head did I think, damn, my brother just left me. Never. I already knew. That bitch is going to the house to get the gun. That bitch is going up there, put that bulletproof vest on. He's coming back down this block on that bike right there. And when he gets down here, shit's going to get to popping. I knew it. I know him. I know him. Known him my whole life, right? I'm in the back and I'm in the corner and I'm fighting with these 2 different black dudes, right? And the one dude, I dropped him twice. So he's getting up and he's more or less like stumbling around, and now I'm trying to fucking wreck with his homeboy. I done got pinged up, right? We're out this bitch fighting, but ain't nobody running. Man, I hear and I look, here come this motherfucker on that dyno with that vest on. Thumping at motherfuckers. They get up out of there, right? We disperse. Everybody disperses. Shots going on. Gives the gun to a crackhead. Told the crackhead to hold the gun till the morning. Crackhead sold the gun that night, right? But yeah, Philly was crazy. Crazy back then. I remember the older dudes out there, right? They used to run the blocks before us. Was sitting in a car, doing their bones and them. And they watched everything we had going on. And when the whole ordeal had ended, we was up our way. We got up on Inwood Ave. They rolled back around the block. It's like an hour later. By now it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We're young, dumb, out of control out this bitch. And like, man, let me holler at y'all. Y'all know they are. They know we are. Like, they all from the same neighborhood. Like, shit, yeah, y'all holding shit down. We watched y'all. Proud as fuck. Ain't nobody run. We thought Brian ran it first, but he came back and set it off out there, bitch. Like, we was young and snapping, man. Snapping the fuck out, man. My bad, y'all. I just go into that mode. Man. You ever miss it? I miss my young and dumb days sometimes. Miss my homies who are gone now. Missed a lot of people. Lost a lot of people. Lost more people than I have now. More of my friends are dead than they are alive, and that's just a fucking crazy fact. Not many of us made it. Not many of us made it, man. And some of them that we lost was like, had been through real shit. My homeboy Uno got shot 5 times, right? Best friend, him and his best friend was cutting through his projects. Best friend had done something to somebody. They run up on him as they're coming up on this fence, this wooden fence. And they just start dumping. Boom, boom, boom. They hit his man, doing their amp. Blow his shit off. Boom. Clear off his head. All over my homeboy Uno. Uno hits the fence. He said he just remembered shots going off, right? Got blood all over him. His homeboy's dead. They hit him up. Bam, 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 bam. He's in the hospital for the longest time. Colostomy bag, all that, healing up. They shot him, lit his ass up, thought he was dead. He comes home. He just starts drinking. Like, from the time he got up to the time he passed out, he was drinking. 7 days a week. Couldn't hold a job, like was fucked up in the head after this. A fucking fentanyl-laced blue Xanax would be what ultimately took him out. That motherfucker, I didn't think nothing could kill Uno. I didn't think nothing could kill him. That one was, I did some shit. Uno was a character though. That dude was a character. I mean, we was at a house party one time, and I seen him do like this. I said, no, don't, bitch, you better not. He looked around, lifted this girl's couch cushion up, and threw up underneath the couch cushion and put it back down. I said, you about a trifling bitch, man. Rest in peace to Uno, man. What do you think of Joyner Lucas' new album? I love all of Joyner's shit. Probably, definitely in my top 3 right now. But do I miss it? I mean, a lot of shit was exciting. There's no denying that. If you was crazy in your teens or when you were younger, that shit was exciting. But nah, I wasted a lot of time doing dumb shit. Dumb shit, man. I got a homeboy, my homeboy Jeremy, that when we all chose the streets, he's from the neighborhood. So that you gotta do this, you gotta do that. No, you don't. We all chose the streets, and he chose to start working. And he's been at the same company. We're the same age, almost 25 years now. Retirement coming up. That's the shit I should have been doing. But nah, I wanted to be a gangster. I wanted to run around the streets. Don't y'all love how after you wear glasses and you take them off, then you look weird? R.I.P. Big TJ Nighthill. That was my guy, man. Shout out to TJ, man. Rest in peace, brother. TJ was one of my favorite cellmates. I'm gonna keep it real with you. TJ was one of my favorite cellmates, man. I remember when his ass came through the cell. Hey, my cellie got locked up that morning. I'm like, good. I'm not good he got locked up, but I'll have a day or two by myself. You're in a cell all the time with another person. Getting a couple days by yourself ain't a bad thing. TJ shows up at the door. TJ's, I don't know what, 6'1", 6'2", and that motherfucker's as wide as the door is. Young, early 20s, and looks like the fucking Hulk. That's the best way to describe TJ. He looked like the Hulk with that gold in his mouth. And he walked in, he said, "What up, bro?" I had all these bags and sat him down. I said, "Go ahead, make your bed. I'll holler back at you." I pull out, I leave out. We never get to talking. You get to know a lot about a person while you're locked up with them. And one thing about it is, I read the whole thing on TJ's case. I know the whole story behind the whole thing. I don't know if you do or not, but I read the whole entire court transcript thing when I was locked up this time. On the tablet, you get this thing called the Nexus Lexus, right? And that is the law library. You can look at it all day long. So I typed in TJ's name, And everything came back about the dude that killed him. Dude popped him when he wasn't looking, going in the back door of his mom's house. That same gun he popped him with, that 10mm Glock, he shot at his baby mama with, I think it was like a week or two earlier. And the whole incident had been reported, right? They recovered a shell case and everything. They end up tracking back that incident to the shit that they recovered at the scene of that, and that's how they caught the dude. Yeah, but rest in peace to TJ, man. I didn't even think, like, when I heard that shit, I didn't think that shit was real. And that was a real dude right there. Real dude. How you feel about the Pusha T and Malice album? It was alright. It was alright. Couple bangers. You hear some crazy shit locked up, man. From a lot of people that have lived crazy lives. I had dudes tell me shit that halfway through telling me, I would be like, stop. They'd be like, what's up? Like, stop. And don't ever tell anybody what you were telling me ever again. And I don't want to know anymore. Because that shit right there, like, you don't tell people that. Like, crazy stories. A lot of hood dudes, man, that had bodies. Like bodies and bodies. That talked about the shit like you talking about going to Walmart. Like nonchalant about the shit. Like, fuck it. Figured there he was. I pop him. Mom was standing in the door. Like, that, and what? You meet some crazy people, man. This dude, this Pennywise dude I met this go around though in the holding cell. The dude that had whatever condition he had. That shit was sad. That shit made me angry to be in that holding cell. Not because of what he was doing, but he needed full-time supervision. Full-time. He needed his mom. And they sent this dude to Riverside Regional Jail. If you're from out my way, you know what this jail's about. Like, you're going to get dealt with. This is a jail where they're just robbing and extorting. It's overrun by the gangs. It ain't gonna be no slide below the radar. Shit's going down. And they send this dude in there knowing, because they had to deal with him going through booking, through processing. He had to go in front of a magistrate. Like, all these different people seen this. And then they take this dude who doesn't really understand what's going on or where he's at, or that the people around him aim to hurt him and will hurt him and are in here for hurting people. And they place him around these dudes that then just start to just beat him up. They put him in a cell with a gang member, and the dude pissed all over the floor. He couldn't help it. And told the dude, I'm not cleaning it up. He felt like maintenance should come clean it up. That's the way his brain worked, right? Like, they got to have somebody clean this up because he's used to his mom cleaning up after him. He's a man-child. He's mentally a man-child. And just like, now you see a kid, and the kid's got like food on his shirt, food stains after eating something. He had on this green jumper. They wear green down there. He had on this green jumper. And this jumper looked like it had some of every meal he had eaten for the last 90 days on the front of it. I'm talking, if he ate it, some of it was on his jumper. That's not normal people shit. We don't walk around like that. And yeah, dude had me. When I first came to the cell, I thought he was fucked up. I said, man, this dude's trashed. That bitch sitting there, he had drool coming out the side of his mouth. And he was like, his eyes was open, but there was nothing there. He was just, and then he mumbled something. Then he started singing. I said, yo, hey, what's up, man? He was sitting on his bench and looked up at me. I said, what are you on? And he said, huh? I said, what are you on? You are fucked up. Like, I'm more letting him know, you're way too fucked up to be going in front of the judge right now. What are you on? And as he started to talk, I realized he wasn't on anything. He's mentally messed up. I mean, people hate the word, but he's retarded. He's mentally retarded. I don't know the appropriate way to say it. It is what the fuck it is. Then he comes back in, he says, Central State. What is a Central State? I think that's what he said. Something like that. One of those hospitals. And I said, they said that? And he was like, yeah. I said, oh, you're going to the nut house. You're going to the nut house. And he went home. He went to the nut house, went with his parents. They relocated, and yeah, he ended up getting shot by the fucking police for charging at them with a knife. Charging at them with a knife, man. My wife asked me to. When I talked to her that night on the phone, I got back to the pod, and I called her. She was like, what was up with that dude that came out right before you? I said, which dude? She said, the dude with the beard, with the little scraggly hairs on his face and stuff all over his jumper. She's like, he was moaning and crying, and like, what was up with him? I said, he was crazy. He was crazy. He's like mentally messed up in the head. She's like, that's so sad. She's like, his mom and dad were in the courtroom bawling their eyes out saying, please send him home. Please send him home. Please send him home. And it's all started because him and his mom got to arguing. Police got called. And rather than the police letting the mother calm him down, the cops went in there and attempted to put him in handcuffs. And he had no clue what was going on. So he started trying to resist. And if it takes 5 cops, if you're resisting and 5 cops are holding you and you all fall to the ground, they're all going to hit you with assault on a police officer because they fell. That's just how it is. If you're struggling with this cop and this one falls backwards and breaks his arm, oh, you just got a shitty ass charge for him falling down and being clumsy. But yeah, that was crazy. I didn't know conditions like that. I thought I knew a lot about shit. I did not know there were conditions where guys like memorized massive amounts of information about subjects like rock and roll. And he knew everything. When I mean he knew everything, it was like a damn Terminator spouting this stuff off. Like he would sing a little bit and then name out a song, the album it was from. If it won album of the year, had some great accomplishment, he'd say that, the group and all that, and then just go back into just the shake, just rock back and forth. Crazy. I got another dude I want y'all to meet, man. Dude we called Uncle Jamie, right? That slept in the bunk next to me. Black dude, Jamaican dude. Cool ass little dreads, right? His dreads just growing back in. Who got 26 years for his first conviction of distribution of cocaine. And it wasn't even bricks. Like, I'm talking a couple 8 balls bagged up. They gave him 26 years, man. Kelly and Titan, hey, thank you. Salute, man. Well, I got to jump out here in a second. Try not to miss. I know it's a lot of comments I missed. I get to talking, man. I get to talking. And y'all get to listening. And this is how we do this. Adam Joy, you're an idiot. Said I was in jail recently and someone retold your story of the mamas and the papas guy. I didn't call him out though. That's the point. Let him live his life. Hey, it's two other content creators. If they ever wanted any type of smoke, it would just be stupid on their behalf. That I know 100% that I could put their video side by side with my video. And I'm talking a video that came out in 2020. And the videos they dropping in like 23 and 24. And it's the same exact story, word for word, more or less. Change a little thing right here, change the names of the people, but it's 100% the same story. I don't get mad, man. Get your money. Maybe your story will help somebody. Even if your story is a lie and you stole it from me, maybe it'll help somebody. "26 years is insane." Look, he caught his time. Jamie been down. Shit, he's been down almost 20. Got about 5, 6 more to go. Lived in a small town where they had no type of give a fucks about what you got to say. If you get caught with drugs, they're going to bless your ass. It's how some of them small towns are. They're going to make an example out of you, so the next guy that thinks he's going to sell powder out here goes to another county. And that's what they did with Jamie, man. He's like, they didn't even find it on me. He's like, but they They were so convinced and had a couple different snitches telling them, yeah, we're getting it from this dude Jamie, that they already had their set in on him. So he said he was at his grandfather's house, and a couple of his cousins were there, and there were some other people there when the people hit the house. Just like came up, his grandfather seen him coming up the steps, he opened the door and they just pushed their way in. Said we got a search warrant. Didn't find it on him, but that's who ended up getting hit with it in 26 years. I know people that got less than 10 for a body. That's crazy. Less than 10 for a body is crazy. I was in jail with a dude this time from Petersburg that pled out. So what I'm about to say, he told the people, they knew he pled out to it. They caught him. He was in the midst of an active shootout. Cops were like a couple blocks over. Not a shootout. He just actively shot somebody. Like, dude didn't shoot at him. He pulled out, popped this dude right in the face, right? Lets off 2 shots. Maybe he didn't understand that this ain't the movies and that shit's coming. It's gonna blow back. Shit blew back all over him. Like, yeah, he hit this boy with something big. The cops hear this. They're driving and they see him running through yards, right? So they put their lights on, circle back. They end up catching him with the gun. Other parts of this dude is on his face. This dude that's laid down over there between the houses, he's now all over this dude's face, right? I remember talking to this dude. I wasn't a big fan of him. It was just something off about him. And he would just brag about shit. And then I couldn't understand it at first because I didn't know he had gotten his time. After him telling me like exactly what he did, and he told everybody, he just liked to talk about, like he was like a YNW Melly, just dumb. You're saying too much right now, right? He would tell everybody. He had 8 years, man. And he come from a crazy nut ass. He said crazy things too, though. There's a lot of dudes in there that had fucked up lives when you think about it. Like hearing the shit he would tell me that his dad did. He said his dad would gather up stray dogs and even buy dogs sometimes from people in the neighborhood. Like if they had a little mangy dog or something, you want to sell that dog? He said then his dad would take it home and put a leash on it and hang it from the clothesline. The fuck? What the fuck? That's crazy. That is crazy. He's like, yeah, we were kids. And he'd just make us stand there and watch. Crazy. His brother had got killed. His brother was like 16. And I remember him saying, man, them people was investigating my brother for several bodies when my brother got killed. He said, my brother had 6 hats. And that's the first time I'd heard somebody say hat. He's like, man, my brother had 6 certified hats at 16. Meaning he had 6 bodies. I said, man, this dude's had a fucked up life. Like, he said, I don't get how people can brag about. Yeah, they do though. They do though. I've had more than one. And like I said, I'm never talking on shit that's not public knowledge, that's not fucking written somewhere. But I've had dudes try to like say shit like, and it get dark, like shit you don't want to have to think about. Ernie was one of those people. After Ernie talked about that whole people down behind his house in the valleys and shit, like I ain't really want to talk to Ernie no more. Like, it's hard to say somebody's a good person. They might seem cool and smile, but I think that with Ernie, a lot of other people had seen that smile also, and that was probably the last thing they saw was that smile. He gave Buddy Lee that knife. Buddy Lee poked the young dude up, right? And he was like, I'm an old man. What I'm supposed to do? I can't fight no more. He'll whoop the shit out of me. What I'm supposed to do? And I told y'all, Ernie had that cancer on his hand, so he should get that medical wrap, that tape. Every time he go to medical, he get 2 or 3 of them. Never really used them. And he took that knife, put it on the end of Buddy Lee's fucking cane, and wrapped that bitch up with that medical tape. And sent Buddy Lee's ass on a crash test. Buddy Lee went right out there and poked it. Boop, 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 like a little old man. Poking him with the stick. Next thing you know, the boy realized, oh shit, I got holes in me. Holes all in me. And Ernie was just like, that's how we do it. Yeah, I love dogs. We have 3 dogs. I love dogs. I could never. That's next level twisted shit right there with the dogs, man. Chaos checking in. What's up with you, though? Question: if you have a family member who has bad charges and you go to prison, I assume the inmates would hurt you because you're related to them. How does that work? Depends on where you're at. For real, it depends on where you're at. But now, I'll tell you this much: you're never gonna associate with him. You're never gonna associate with him. They might make you attack him. If they decide he's got to be touched, they're probably gonna send you at him on something. You're either with it or against it type shit. That's more than likely what's gonna happen. But they're not just gonna attack you because he's a weirdo. And depending on where you're at, he's probably not. If he's got bad charges like that, he's not gonna be around you anyway. So what's on your ceiling looks dope. It's a projector. Yo, Jay, as of being in the industry, I'm 19, just getting into the rap industry. I need some advice. I feel like there's no evolving in it. I'm just being overworked. But I don't know. That's what it takes. But when is it time? You got to make it time. You got to work harder than anybody else. You got to always be seen. You got to always be heard. That's how you make it. Be good at what you do. But you got to always be seen, always be heard. I don't care where you're at. You should never be bumping no music but your music. You should have, I don't know how they do samples no more. I know people ain't passing out CDs, but I would be printing up cards. Look, all you do is scan this little QR and it takes you straight to where you can find all my music out, man. Go check me out. Show some support. Shop yourself. Get a manager. Dead Hammer say, Jay, salute for Poland. Poland checking in. What time is it in Poland, man? It's 1:43 here in Virginia. What time is it in Poland, Dead Hammer? $7:45 p.m. So it just got dark for y'all. The sun's coming up here in about 4 hours, 5 hours. Remember this, man. He was asking about the being in the industry. You never lose at something until you quit. That's just what it is. You haven't lost until you quit, until you give up. A lot of people they go their whole lives doing a job they don't want to do because it's what they know works. They have dreams, aspirations, but in chasing them, there's the chance that you lose the job or it fails and you can't fail your family. So a lot of people let their dreams slide by them. At 19 years old, you're still in a position where you ain't got a ton of responsibility and you can chase your dream. But the bottom line is everybody ain't gonna make it. I'm not saying you ain't gonna make it, but everybody ain't gonna make it. So you gotta do something that sets you apart from everybody else. Something that makes you unique. Something that makes them want you. You figure out what that is, and you'll be good. What's up, Jay? I enjoyed the video you did with that dude from Ohio. Any more plans on doing interview type videos? I still got part 2 to drop. There's another, I think it's, after editing, I think it was like 35, 36 more minutes. And let me say something about Packy, man. A lot of people I've seen him in the comment section, it's crazy dude checked in, he checked in, right? That dude was rumbling. When I mean he was rumbling, like he's got the paperwork, all of it. He wasn't a bitch. That dude was rumbling. Like, getting it in. But I get it. I've seen it. I've never checked in, but I've seen it. And you've seen situations with your own eyes if you've done time where you know, like, that guy's got to check in. He's got to check in. He cannot stay in here. They are going to do him bad when they get their hands on it. So you come to understand why guys do it. That also comes back to situations and choices you make. Like, there are certain situations you don't want to be in. Pick up no dope habit while you're in prison. Don't pick up no dope habit while you're in prison. Because once dudes get these habits, they get out there. They really believe in their mind somehow they're going to be able to pay these people in there that are very dangerous fucking people that can take no losses. They're going to take no losses at any given moment. I don't care who it is. And then you've convinced yourself that you can owe them money and that people that have been cut you off are going to pay it. Oh, it gets so bad. It gets so bad. Hell to the no. Obi the Big 1177 said, stayed up tonight to catch it live. Had to show love. Hey, thank you for checking in. I got an interview as a CO Friday. Any advice from an inmate point of view? Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. You'll thank me later. Don't go. You don't want to be a CO. You don't want to. If you're a good person, don't go be no CO. Because you're gonna have to do fucked up shit to people and see fucked up things be done to people. That's part of a CO. You're gonna see shit you don't agree with. Now you gotta ask yourself, is it really worth whatever they're offering to pay you, $19, $20 an hour? Is your life worth $19, $20 an hour? Like, if I had a knife right now and I'm like, hey, for $20, can I try to take your life with it? Would you be cool with it? Because every day you walk into work, you have put the value of your life at $20 an hour. There's my advice to you. Don't find something else to do. Do I like King Von's music? Yeah, I like King Von. Lifers are extremely dangerous, very dangerous. Checking in from near Lebanon. Shit is rough over there. Pack was telling me. But I've seen good guards come in and run across bad dudes, man. Really, really, really bad dudes. And get shook. Like the fear of God put in them. And they quit right then and there. When they realize exactly what I was just talking about. Like, all this just happened for $20 an hour. I wouldn't let nobody give me $1,000 an hour to ever go through that again. I've watched good guards just leave. Then I watched good guards turn bad and get a chip on their shoulder and realize that anything they say goes. They say you did it, you did it. And just turn into just whole entire human pieces of shit. I met some good guards, man. I've always told people that too. I don't hate COs. I don't hate cops either. I don't have any reason to. They have a job, and if you're a criminal, part of your job is to get locked up, and part of the other side's job is to catch you and to keep you locked up. I get it, but there are certain guards that, yeah, like the Dookie Glock guard, yeah. The guard that put me in that damn chair at Riverside and left me there all that time. Felt like forever. That dude was a piece of shit. But then I've met some that were... I've ran into some on the streets. I ran into a lieutenant by a dude by the name of Golden. At the time he was Lieutenant Golden. He got transferred from Greensville to somewhere else. I ran into him at a 7-Eleven. And I've been out a few years. And he looked at me. I was at the counter. And he was like, Williams. I cut my eyes over at him, and I couldn't remember. He put on a little weight, and he didn't have that uniform on. Couldn't remember where I knew him from. And I was like, I know you? He's like, yeah, you know me. And I it's registered he called me by my last name. I said, what's up with you? He said, I'm going to holler at you when you get outside. Where I come from, holler at me when I get outside means we got some type of beef. Like, I'm going to come out of this bitch and smack you in the head with this big-ass bomb burrito I just bought in this Slurpee. But I go outside and we get to talking, and he's like, I knew you would do something with yourself. Cool dude, right? Then I had an issue with a short fat guard from Hopewell that everybody knew. I rode in a transport van, right? And heard some of his co-workers talking shit about him. That's how shit goes. And I'm riding and I'm listening. I had a custody hearing for my son a couple years after I got to prison, right? That I had to attend. You know, you got kids out here, you still got it. Something comes up and you're needed in court, they're gonna bring your ass to court. And they're riding, they're talking about this grown ass man and how his mama pays for his car. He still lives in her basement, just like dragging him with these personal details. So I didn't say anything to him, right? At that time that I knew about where he lived. Yeah, you know, she's still living in that shitty ass neighborhood. What they call? At the back in the house with the blue door. Oh, really? And this dude was an ass. I mean, just like in the real world, he'd have never talked to me like he did now. I had told him that. You threatening me? I said, I'm not threatening you. I'm just telling you, like, outside of this environment, right, like where we're at right now, there's no situation where you ever get away with talking to me like that. And a few years after I was out, that same fucking guard. These are just these moments that test you, man, to see if you've done enough time or if you're ready to go back or willing to go back behind some dumb shit. I'm pumping gas. And I worked late that night. It's like, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I look over, and there this bitch is beside me pumping gas with his back turned. And I seen him at first. He was like at a sideway angle, so I caught a little bit of a side profile. Boom, and he turned, he had his back to me. I stood there for a minute. I'm like, look at this dumb bitch. I could put his ass to sleep right here. He'd never know. Wake up, look at the hell does knock come from? Like, but nah, I remember I talked to him briefly. And I said, I could have got your ass. Keep that in mind next time you want to drag somebody or treat them inhumane or just make their life miserable. I could have done you dirty just now. And you could see he was shook. Knew who the fuck I was. 100% knew who I was. Could have done you dirty. But that ain't what it's about, man. That ain't what it's about. Dan Hamble, we don't have a lot of natives over here. I met a handful of natives. Virginia doesn't have a lot of natives. They just don't. I mean, they do, but that shit, they're acting right or something because they're not locked up. And you don't meet a lot. You meet a lot of people with Indian in them, but not a lot of people, with native in them. You can't say that no more. You meet a lot of people who's got native in them, but it's not like when we go out west and we're in New Mexico and we're with my white people, you see dudes all day. You know what I mean? Like, you see whole entire groups of dudes hanging out and females. You don't see that over here. You don't ever see two Native Americans just hanging out. But I met a handful. Colin Bailey said PMG on TikTok. All right, I'll check it out. I assume there had to be a few female guards that had to be crushing on you. Yeah. I had my opportunity. But the thing with that is, I knew you're going to get caught. And they're going to ship your ass to where they got to pump in the sunshine. When you get caught here in Virginia, they punish you. I mean, they punish you. This ain't some shit like that. You're not just going to the hole. They're going to send you to Red Onion or Wallens Ridge. They're going to bury you in the mountains in a prison where you barely ever come out your cell for the next 5 years. And they're going to send you to another shithole prison for 2 years. So sometimes you got to weigh the risk. Like when I hustled in prison, there was a reason behind it. I still had a son out here to take care of. School supplies, school shoes, winter clothes. And that is no excuse. You shouldn't be hustling, but yeah. I had my baby mom for the longest time. And this is known information. And I went to court for all this and everything. Did a year and a hole for it. But we had a good run. And the money would go back home and it would take care of our son. You know, she did her own thing, but still I'm not there. It's not enough. You talk about money. I know dudes personally right now that are doing $25,000, $30,000 a month just in Suboxone sales from inside. $25,000, $30,000 a month on Suboxone sales, and they might have 1,500 invested, and they'll turn that 1,500 into 30,000, 25,000. You ain't got one story about a super high guard? I do. And before anything ever happened, she was talking to a dude on the other side, and he had a phone. And he was calling her ass, calling up to the prison from inside his cell to talk to her. And they would patch him through to her. She would be sitting in the control booth, and he would be at the door. Like, I can only imagine what he was at the door doing, because she could see him, he could see her. I don't know this. This is completely on the other side, right? And I get to talking to this lady. This is really, like, dudes was at her ass. Like, they was on top of her trying to get to her, right? Everybody was at her top. But I started talking to her. And then they pick up on those phone calls, and they start looking to see who is coming to the control booth the most to talk to her. And they realize that whoever she's talking to is in one of these two pods. They snatch his ass up, they snatch my ass up, and that's the end of it. She's fired, walked up off the compound. They listen to both of us talk. Say, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm in here for. I ain't never, what? And he gets to talking. No sooner he gets to talking, they're like, hey, this is the bitch from the phone right here. This is him. So I came out of investigation, and she was gone. My last 18 months, Shorty at Indian Creek was like, she ended up getting caught with a dude, but she was at me. To the point I had to be like, look, nah, I'm good. Just not my type. I'm good. But nah, I went the whole 10. The whole 10. I had a homeboy named John that was a native. He was also big into the ICP stuff. Very big into the Insane Clown Posse stuff. He was one of the few dudes. Him, Chief. It seems like every other native dude I met, his name was Chief. Especially if you're big. Jay, if you were to see that CO that starred you while you were in the hole, I'm sure you put hands on him. He torched you bad, and he was so messed up. Nah, I wouldn't put hands on him. Nah, I can't leave my kids. It's not an excuse I can give my kids, man. That's not a. Nah, it ain't worth it. It's over with. It's over with. They fucked me up after that. After I did what I did with Duke Glock, they fucked me up. But I'm not gonna lie, like, there was so much frustration built up, and just years of just dealing with this shit, man. Waking up every day, lights on, feet on the floor, stand for count. 5:30 in the morning, 5:20 they're blowing whistles. Stand by for count. 5:30 every morning, year after year after year. Being woken up and having to stand there till they walk by, shine a flashlight at you. We got 2 in the cell, and you can turn the light off and lay back down. Nah. That's a projector. They keep asking about the ceiling. That's a projector. TikTok shop sells them. It's just a little ball. You just plug that bitch in. It's got all different colors, different ways, different things it does. And that shit was like $10. Said the race situation in USA is wild. In Poland, we are 99% white. Damn. So through my childhood, any other races were only in TV. Damn. Poland, not just all of Poland is 99% white. Yeah, the US, that America, we're just, fuck it, the land of the free. You can get some type of papers, your ass can stay here. You got a little money, you can stay here. I met a dude named West Virginia. The dude, I did a story on him too. That blew that fucking camper up. Anyways, he had never seen a black person. Never. And hearing him tell somebody that, he told Dude Bobby that. He said, I never even seen a black guy until I went to jail. Ever. He's like, not as like on any sort of spectrum, not as a good person, a bad person, not a lawyer, doctor. He's like, I never, where I'm from, there's no black people. I didn't know places like that still existed. I did not know. You kind of figure, but yeah. Chief is a wild dude, he was. He said, I'm a native juggalo named John. Well, if I did a giant tattoo on your leg one time and then you didn't clean it and you got MRSA, then you're the same John. I would tell dudes, look, if there's a MRSA outbreak in prison, you shouldn't get a tattoo. Because prison is, even though we try to keep it wiped down and clean, you all use the same showers. You all eat in the same chow hall. You all wreck in the same areas. Like, you should not have an open wound when MRSA is going around. And I did this tattoo that went all the way down his calf. It started like right below his knee and went down right below where an ankle sock would be, right? It's a long ass tattoo, this Jesus tattoo. It was a crazy, demented tattoo he had. Like, I don't know why somebody would want some shit like this. But it was like Jesus on the cross, like the lower half of it was missing. There was bowels, and it was just like crazy gory. Like, but I told y'all, John he was one of the ICP Juggalo dudes. Like, that was his life. He had all the Twisted CDs, a lot of shit I didn't even know nothing about, right? He's always trying to give me Juggalo CDs. I'm good. It's not my thing. So he comes to me like 2 days later, and I told him, I said, John, they got MRSA floating around here. I'm not really trying to do no tattoos till this MRSA outbreak dies down. Like, dudes in other pods got it, dude over there got it, and he got it from the weight bench. I do the tattoo. I tell him, keep it clean. Don't be bumping up against nothing. You know, try to stay in your cell. Don't go outside, be working out. He comes to me. I think it's like a day and a half, 2 days later. And he's like, why is my leg so hot, Jay? And it burns, man. It hurts. He said, I got this bump. I said, let me see. Let me see what you got going on. And he pulls, like, you can see he's pulling his pants up. And you can see it's painful as he's pulling up. He's like, he pulls it up and gets above his knee. I said, let me see. And I look, and there is a red spot about that big that has swollen out. And then spreading from that red spot is a whole lot of red. And I said, that's bad. I took my back of my hand, I put it to, I said, that's bad, John. That's bad. You got MRSA. No, I just need to pop it. I said, don't pop it. Don't pop it. You need to go to medical. I'm going to get a charge for the tattoo. I said, fuck the tattoo. You need to go to medical. Like, tell them, fuck that tattoo. Write the charge. I need medical attention. He don't go to medical. He goes in the cell that night, and he sits there squeezing on this thing, pissing this thing off, right? By the time morning comes around, 5:30 comes around, he's at the door, and he's telling the guard, I don't care what you're talking about. I need medical attention right now. I'm leaking. I can't stand. This is killing me. You got to come get me, right? They take John to medical. They get him up out the cell. They clear count. Counts at 5:30. They clear count around 6:15, 6:20, right? Our day gets started. They come and get him. I watch him. He limps out the pod. He don't come back for a couple days. He goes to the infirmary. When he does come back, hopping on a pair of crutches. So what did this boy's leg? So he goes to the cell. I said, let me see. A little bit later, he goes in his cell. I go by. I said, let me see your leg, man. He's like, I'm gonna unwrap it. I said, when you unwrap it, let me see. He unwraps it. This thing had eaten a hole from the top of the tattoo all the way down, and it came out right below his sock line. So you're talking, it ate a tunnel, like I don't know what the fuck it was, through his leg to where he was packing gauze down inside of it from both ways. Wow. Tragic, disgusting. Did it take you a while after you got home to stop waking up at 5:30? Yes. Did you ever have moments where you had to remind yourself that you aren't locked up anymore? Yes. It was like that for the first few months. Like I got to the point where I had to drink. Like I had to drink heavy to be able to sleep at night. Because if not, I was waking up over everything. Cold sweats, feeling like somebody else was in the room, like crazy paranoia. I wasn't that paranoid in prison. It's crazy. I mean, it's probably the safest place you can be if you're paranoid like that, because you're locked in a room all day. Can't nobody get to you if you refuse to come out the room. But yeah, it was rough. When I first came out, I was staying with my sister and her husband, right, her baby daddy, and their 2 kids. I had a room at their place. My wife she had a roommate at the time, right? And then me and my wife would just right after this go get our first house together. And I got this job. My brother-in-law got me this job. He helped me get this job at this flooring company. I start work the day after I get out. Waste no time. Straight to work after 10 years, right? Following day I get to work. He wakes up that morning and I've cooked breakfast. We got to be at work at 7. We live like 40 minutes from the job. So we got to leave here by, it's about 6:10. He wakes up. I've got breakfast cooked. And this would go on every single day. Because I'm used to eating breakfast. About 6:15, 6:30, my stomach gets to rumbling. I'm used to eating at this time every single day. I'm programmed to eat 3 times a day. My stomach can tell me at this time when breakfast is here, lunch here, and dinner's here. And I can tell you roughly within usually about a 30, 45 minute space of what time it is, right? Took the longest time to stop doing that. And I still covered my eyes. I still do that to this day. I'll keep a beanie, like in my nightstand or something. And if I'm having a hard time going to sleep, it can be pitch black in the room. I'll take the beanie, put it on my head, and pull it down over my eyes. I'll know what it is about it, and it will put me to sleep. Something I did for many years. Do you watch other content creators' videos like California prison stories? I don't watch a lot. I mean, I know of majority of the prison content creators, big and small. Talk to a lot of them, watch a lot of them. But do I these days? Nah. I'm not watching a lot of YouTube. I play music, a lot of music. I'm just nah. Not to say that to downplay anybody. What's up, Jay? Being from Richmond, have you ever seen Lamb of God in the wild? No. I know the group Lamb of God. I couldn't be a CO because I want to help the inmates, and I know you can't do that. I couldn't just stand there and watch someone get hurt. I'm not the type of person. I just have to help. You want to help, but that can. I did a story a long time ago, man, on the CO we used to call Super Bitch, that jumped in between 2 dudes knife fighting. One had a poker and a bleach bottle, and the other dude had a razor blade. And they got into it, and she called herself trying to help. And they did that woman so dirty. I'm talking poke, slice, cut. sprayed with bleach. Like, they aired her ass out, sliced and diced and minced her ass up, and then went back at each other, right? And they fired her. They fired her. They're going to fire you immediately. If they catch you when they're trying to help inmates, they call it fraternizing. Or being nice, doing things like, they'll fire you. And possibly put you on an investigation. They're going to question you, think you're bringing shit in. I get why some COs are the way they are, because I know it to be true. The moment you show some type of humanity or something that somebody can relate to, they're going to try to use it to their advantage. They're going to try to get you to bring something in, or sexual favors, or whatever it may be. Not everybody, but you got a lot of con artists in there. You got a lot of dudes that could, just trick you into eating fire. Like, I get it. I mean, good, Ghetto Samurai. Uncle Ryan said, at the ultimate rage, I've kicked it around black people my whole life. It's just funny. But I've never had the opportunity to touch a fro. I think all the white people deep down secretly want to touch a fro. Laughing my ass off. And that was one of the things I hated. When I think of things I hated, dudes want to, for some reason, they get locked up. Like, the big thing is getting waves, right? So I got the wave cap, and when that wave cap ain't on, motherfuckers are brushing their hair. And I'm talking like this boarhead bristle brush, stiff ass brush. And I've had cellies that would legitimately just sit there and brush their hair for hours and hours and hours, to the point that shit would get inside your brain and start to drive you crazy and make you dislike him for the amount of time he spends brushing his hair and just the constant noise it makes, right? Dudes be, I'm like, what? You are locked up. You have 30 more years to get your waves right. You probably won't have hair in 30 years. Please stop brushing your head. Can you give us more Muslim or MS-13 stories? I got a bunch of Muslim stories, man. Some dudes get active a lot. I actually just talked to one of my homeboys, somebody I met this go around named Rara, the other day, for the first time since coming home. I gave him my number. I said, hit me up, Ra. And he comes home. He's less than 6 months. Y'all will meet Ra. We talked about this already. Good dude, man. Used to be big into the gang banging, like was about that life, and was treacherous. Treacherous in prison. I'm telling you, like, he was treacherous. And then he found out a lot. And it changed him. He's peaceful. He's happy. He's humble. So I say I don't knock what anybody's religion is. If it makes you a better person and that's what you believe and you're okay, when everything's said and done and believing that's who you're going to see, hey, I'm for it. Been playing any games, Jay? Call of Duty as of lately? Who's your favorite new rap artist? I don't think I have a favorite new rap artist. Realkins. I will watch Realkins. I'll watch them here and there. I watch some of the dudes I rock with. I'll still watch. What advice do you have for parents? When did you personally feel like you had to get it how you live and your parents had let you down? I don't think my mom never let me down. She never let me down. I hated my household so much because of my dad that I would rather be in the streets. The streets showed me love. They loved me in the streets. Like, these people out here loved me. That's how I felt. Especially as a teenager. I had so many friends. So many homeboys and different little females, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I was that dude. But in my household, I was nobody. I was nobody. I was to my siblings, but to my father, like, when you go home, you get quiet. When you go home, shit gets real. So I turned to the streets. My mom did everything. We never went to bed hungry. I can never take that from her. Never went to bed hungry. We never slept on the street. She kept the roof over our head. I failed them. I failed my mom, if anything. Because my mom showed me how to work. That's where I got my hustler mentality from, was my mom. She showed me how to work and what you could do with your hands and how you could provide. And I took that, and instead of doing what I should have done with it, I used it to do bad. I said, yeah, all right, now I know how to get money, but I'm going to do it the wrong way. Like, there's only so much a parent can do. There was nothing they could have done for me. At the point that once I got locked up and I hit the detention center at a young age, from that point there, I was completely fucking different. I was all the way around the board different. Kids in the neighborhood didn't scare me no more. Kids at school that you might have looked at twice didn't scare me no more. Because I had just been where the big dogs was. I was just in there with child killers. You know what I mean? Children that had taken lives. That were, you know, some of these kids are 15, 16 years old, not knowing if they're ever coming home again. Ever. For something they did when they were 15. That shit changed me. And at that point there, it wasn't a lot my parents could do to get a hold of me. To get me back on the right track. And there was so much resentment. When you get the wrong type of beatings as a kid, when you get the right beating, it's just like, it don't mean anything. When you've been whooped so many times for shit that wasn't whoopable, then when you do get punished for something you should be punished for, it don't mean shit. Because you're just used to it. Jawad Muhammad, hey, good night, man. Thank you for checking in, and big salute. To at least to have hair. I'm 23 and bald. Shit, I lost mine at 25. 25, facts. Dude shaped my shit up one time. I said, bro, you pushed my shit way back. He's like, pushed it back. That shit was gone before you got here. I said, oh, no. Let's keep it real. How you doing nowadays? How you feeling? I'm great. I don't have no complaints. I'm good. I don't think that life could always be better. But I don't have any complaints. We're good, man. After everything that happened, we were able to hold it together. That was one of the biggest things was aside from my family, after you get over the fears of what could happen with the family, you start to worrying about the things that you're responsible for. We could lose the house. We could lose everything that we've spent so much time building and working to put together, and everything that my son knows and my daughter knows as their life and world could all disappear in this year's time. But my wife, she's a lot like me. She's going to make it shake. She's going to make it happen. But no, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm at peace. I don't feel the need to be anything but Jay. No stress. There was times this shit got stressful. Around that time, that shit got stressful. It sucks when you see people that you once cared about or fucked with like that turn on you, and you've done nothing but good for them the entire time you've known them. That shit sucks. But then you come to realize, like, that shit ain't about nothing. Don't keep dragging this shit into reality. Leave your job at work. Leave your work at, what they say, don't bring your job home. Leave your work at work. And that's what you have to learn to do with it being a YouTuber. You have to cut off being a YouTuber. It got hard. Now you get so wrapped up in this shit. So wrapped up in it. Now it's like, put the phone down. When you're done, put the phone down. You PS5 or PCJ? Both. PS5 and on PC. What are your thoughts on the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation going with Norway's prison model and yet have the most homicides in years? The prison model's not going to change anything. California's got deep-rooted ways of doing things. They have literally been stuck with the same mindset of how they're going to politic, how the races are going to separate, and how things are going to be longer than most of the people that are trying to make this happen have been alive. So they can build whatever, and dudes are still going to program the same way. Nothing's bigger than the program. I think it's a waste of money. I think it might make things a little more comfortable for the inmates, but they're not about to change shit. I noticed you acted like your dad wasn't a part of the household. Fathers are also a part of a household. As a father, what parts of being a dad have made you sit back and say, dang, I never had this? Every aspect of it. Every aspect of it. My dad showed me how to not be a dad, but what not to be when it comes to being a dad. So, there's not much, I mean, he was around. But it's one of those things you look back on. I used to hear kids say, my daddy left, he ain't here no more. And I used to wish, like I wanted to be that kid. Like, damn, I wish he would just leave. I wish he would leave. But he didn't. He stayed around and kept shit miserable to the very last days. Zemi said, love you, bro. Not gonna lie, I'm down a bad path on drugs and not sure what to do. Find somebody that loves you and turn to them. Ask for help. And don't fuck them over. You play Mortal Kombat online? No, I don't. I have, though. You ever listen to Prof? Absolutely. Absolutely. He said, toilet seat loose, so I know that she thick. Go ahead and bust it. Bust it. You've been following the Portland Antifa protests? Nah, I don't really do the politics. I don't get wrapped up in them. I don't really. I got shit here I got to focus on. I've heard about it. Three, Mr. Meeseeks. Much love, brother. You helped me going from a minimum officer to Sergeant Max. I watched your videos on the way to work, and they definitely gave me good insight. Good for you. It ain't for everybody. Streetlight Philosophy said, I've been invisible this whole life. Said, preach today. Teddy John, what the fuck? Hey. I don't know if I said this on here. I'm pretty sure. No, I said it on TikTok earlier. I was talking about, there's a dude on YouTube. Nobody knows his real identity. Been in prison a very long time. He does prison content. I'm not going to say his channel's name or none of that because he doesn't want that done. I still talk to this dude, right? I have pictures of this dude right now on my phone. Nobody knows who the real identity of this dude on YouTube that was doing all these prison videos from inside. He kept his face covered, eyes covered. You can't tell if he's black, he's white, uses a voice changer. I find out that it's him. right? I talked to him. At this point now, he's been down. He got locked up when he was 14. He's been down over 50 years. I think he just came up on his 55th year. He just hit his 55th year incarcerated. Now, we were talking one time, and he said, "You want to know what's scary?" And this is a guy that's seen a lot. He's been through prisons since the fucking 70s. You know what I mean? Like, just hit his 55th year. And he said, being 14 years old on a prison bus, scared to death because the men around you are scary. He said, but then realizing the men around you are more scared than you are because of where you're heading. Let that shit sink in. Let that shit sink in. Young dudes think they're so tough, man. They really, and some of these dudes are. But you ain't ready, man. You're not ready. When a motherfucker hits you and it feels like he just hit you with a sledgehammer and he's still coming, that's what you're gonna get. Get somebody like Treats out, put makeup on you, put you in some little tight booty shorts, slap you around. Like, yeah, that's that prison life. Well, look, I got to get up out of here, man. We're going on 2 hours and 30 minutes. I appreciate everybody checked in tonight. Y'all watch for part 2 of the Packy Vision TV interviews coming out. And I have 3 videos. I'm trying to decide which one I want to drop. I think I'm going to do the Dope Sick video. And it was something I seen this go around with. We'll get into it. I'm talking about dudes I didn't even know that were getting high. We're in an open bay dorm. It's a lot of men in here. We end up going on lock. The shit that's supposed to come in gets tore off. And there's still some shit floating around and dudes start getting dope sick. And from that point there, it got spooky. It got real bad, real fast. Like for anybody that might have been potentially holding on to something. And there were dudes. And you could tell who had it and who didn't. What you mean you ain't got nothing? You ain't sick. Everybody else is sick. Like, shit got real. This is in prison. But I'm gone, y'all. Anyways, these streets, these jails, these prisons, y'all just crazier worlds inside of an already crazy world we live in. And as always, y'all know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Are you not entertained? Not gonna yell. We got family upstairs. And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. And to all the real ones, awesome real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. And y'all know how we do. Salute, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. If you see me post that we're going live on TikTok, come check it out. Come check me out. Show some love. Thank y'all.
What I make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide.